Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the This Is Me podcast. I'm Karen.
And I'm Ellie, and today we have Claire joining us. Claire is a personal trainer, a massage therapist, yoga, Pilates, and dance instructor, running her own fitness and wellbeing business. So Claire, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
To get us started, why don't you tell us a bit about you and how you got to where you are today?
Well, hi guys, thank you for having me on here today. So, as you said, my name's Claire, and I've probably been doing this business for about 30 plus years now, which is insane, considering I used to be an estate agent. But I've always been into my fitness, and that was really from being kicked by a horse when I was 18, really damaged my back, and I suppose the short way of saying it, I joined a gym, got the gym bug, and thought I prefer doing this than selling houses. And it's just gone from one thing to another. And so I've just learnt and learnt and learnt. I just think you can never stop learning. Things change all the time. So, yes, it started with classes, exercising, step, weights. Then it went to personal training. Then I went into Pilates, then yoga, and then finding out, as a lot of people do, as you get a little bit older, things start happening to your body. So you have to slow down a little bit. So I've gone down other avenues, and that's why I've become the massage therapist. And I've quietened my classes down a bit. That's why I took on yoga and Pilates. So that's where I am today, a real mix.
So can I ask about the horse kick?
Yeah, it was
for context. We do know, Claire. I have never heard that story before in my life.
Yeah. So a very, very long time ago, not long after leaving school, I managed to get a job back where I used to work when I was very young and at school. I used to be a kennel maid, so walking the dogs and cleaning the kennels out. The business got sold, and they needed somebody to manage the kennels, the catteries, and they had somebody who was going to come in and run the horse side of it. So these new owners came in looking for someone to run it for them. I was recommended to them because I knew the business, so I came in. There was 4 show ponies and 2 show horses, and the show ponies should not have been in the field that day, and the owners had gone out for the day. And the lady who was in charge of the ponies and the horses panicked and said, I need to get them in. They're all groomed, and I just put them out there just for a little bit. Can you help? So I went across with her. It was thundering. It was lightning. It was raining.
God. I didn't know that bit.
She had a couple of ponies. I had a couple of ponies. The horses were galloping round mad. Thundering, lightning. She gets to the gate. And the horse stopped, and the horse kicked out through its back legs to kick the pony that I had got. But the pony reared, and as the pony reared, horse missed the pony and kicked me. And I have been told I flew across the field, ended up flat on my front, and was blacked out. Then she left me in the field because at that time there was no mobile phones, ran for an ambulance, and then the ambulance came and I was took to hospital. So,
oh my God, Claire.
So it ripped my kidney. I came out of hospital 2 days later with a walking stick. At that time my parents were on holiday, so they were panicking when they got back. And from all that, actually, I found out a lot more about my back. So I'd actually got some issues with my back that I didn't know anything about, but it all came upon the x-rays and the MRIs. And that's what got me into fitness, because they said your core is really weak. So I joined the gym, I started swimming, and it just went up from there. I got bored with the gym and then felt if I went to a class, they were almost telling me what to do. I didn't have to think about it. And then I enjoyed the classes so much and just thought one day, do you know what? They're earning more than me. I think I could do this. So I sort of went into it, but not with any intentions of it becoming my job. And then ended up working for estate agents, but still taught a little bit. And then when I had my son, I thought, "Do you know what? I really want to work for myself. I want to dictate the hours I want to work. I
Yeah.
want to be there for my son. I want to take him to school. I want to pick him up from school." So I worked my business around my childcare.
Yeah.
And it's just gone from there, really, from strength to strength. It's a hard business to be in, physically, and it's very demanding, not just on my body, but demanding because when you're self-employed, you can't just sit back and expect work to come to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
What
that's
have
the
you?
whole story.
So when
Can't
you went in
believe
to do
that.
the fitness, how do you cope with the business side of it? Because that's part of the challenge that we all have, which is, me and Ellie laugh about this all the time, the admin, or do you know, like the finance stuff. How did you like learn about that, you know, and how did you make sure that your business was able to be successful and grow, but also all that other stuff about accounts and marketing and
Admin,
that?
I absolutely hate. And I suppose that's
Yeah,
why I
join the
probably
club.
thrive in the job that I do, because it's physical and I learn really well. I'm dyslexic, so I have to work really hard when it's anything on a piece of paper, anything on a computer. So as soon as somebody shows me how to do something, I write lots of notes. And as soon as I've written it down, I can remember how to do it. The admin side is not my favourite side, but I'm very methodical that everything's done in a list and I know what I have to do each month. And I'm very pro in each week, right, this is what I've got to do. This is what I need to earn. Right, I need to advertise this through social media. These are the classes I'm doing this week. These are the massages I've got available. This is my PT. This is my website. And I keep promoting that way. I mean, the book side, I've got a very good accountant, and luckily he does it all for me. So I don't have to be too, too up on that. Yeah.
I think like in the fitness world, have you seen it change then over 30 years? What have you seen that's the
Massively.
difference?
There's
Yeah.
trends, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I learned Zumba. Actually, before Zumba,
I did your Zumba.
I
I know
learned.
Claire, as Ellie said, and I did your Zumba once, and I thought, no way,
No.
Jose, am I
So
doing that
Zumba
ever
was
again?
massive, and it still very much is in Europe, but
Is
it's
it?
really cut back in this country. Insanity, everybody
Oh
jumping
God,
around
I
like
did
a
your Insanity
lunatic.
as well.
So, in
I
the
forgot about that.
industry, everyone thought if they didn't sweat, they weren't working out.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody wanted to go to the gym and they needed to sweat, and everyone walked on the cross trainer for an hour. They stood on they were sat on a bike for an hour because they had to see how many calories they were burning, because then they knew they'd worked out. Now everything's changed again. Everyone knows it's not about the cardio. You've got to lift weights. And more for us women, we now appreciate the more you lift on your weights, the stronger you're going to become. Because as a lot of us know, when we go into the menopause, osteoporosis, weak bones, muscle definition, it makes us stronger. And more muscle definition when we're sat here doing nothing. Don't want to bore you with this, but when we're
I'm
sat here
sitting up
doing
straight
nothing,
immediately.
we're burning more calories. Cardio, yeah, we're burning calories, but we're not really burning much when we're sat there doing nothing. Your muscle requires energy, and the energy comes from the calories in your body. So the more you're lifting weights, one, physically you look better because you tone and you've got definition in your body. Two, you're stronger mentally and physically. And there's a bit more focus to that, isn't there, when you are doing exercises like that, instead of a mundane cross trainer or just walking on the treadmill. It becomes boring.
Yeah.
People appreciate now, especially from the pandemic, that yes, they want to exercise. Most people don't walk on a treadmill in a gym now. They walk outside, and that's mainly because a lot of us work from home now, and they need to get out of the house to get that fresh air, because they realise and appreciate that it's that mental thing, that they can't just sit down all day, or they don't want to just be sat on a treadmill or, on a bike. They want to be outside in the fresh air.
You mentioned the women's sort of health challenges, Claire. What are you noticing now? Because clearly what our company works with women, and part of what we want to offer is people's ability to have advice about physical challenges, not just mental well-being, but physical well-being, nutrition and that. What are some of the things you deal with women? Me being one of them.
People want to be stronger. people want to not be, I would say, is if we all look back at our grandparents and then we look at ourselves now. So I'm 56. I know my nan, when she was 56, would never have done anything that I've done. I mean, life has changed. They were at home, weren't they? They cooked the meals. They did everything for the children. The husband was the breadwinner. They would never have thought of going to a gym or thinking, oh, I can't do that, I'm too old. And even my mom now, she does Pilates, she does yoga, and she's nearly 80 coming up to. She appreciates that if she doesn't use it, she'll lose it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people realise now that, yes, I can do this. I want to have a healthier life. I want to live for longer. I want to be stronger. I don't want to be dependent on my children. I don't want to be in a nursing home. I want to be able to do what I can do. So people realise as if they don't look after themselves, they're not going to be able to carry on and have the life they've got now when they get older. So I think as we get older, we appreciate if we don't look after ourselves, then what's it going to be like in another 10 years and another 10 years after that? Because we notice as we get older, things become harder. I mean, even putting a pair of socks on in the morning, you know what I mean? You just think, God, 10 years ago,
this is your future.
I didn't have to sit on the bed to put my socks on, but now I do. You know, silly little things like that.
What
but
would
on
you...
the other flip side of that is the food as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
People realising it was all low fat, wasn't it? You've got to eat low fat. And everything that's low fat has got piles of sugar in it. And now people are realising they have to have fat in their diet.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like
diets have changed massively.
Because I always, like, I know this is silly, but like as someone, and I can't remember who it was, I said, oh, I tend to have natural yogurt and some, like, you know, like fruit or something from whatever for my breakfast. And they were like, yeah, but you eating the low fat one? And I was like, well, yes, of course I am. And they were like, because I've got PCOS as well, so they were like, probably the worst thing that you can do, because like you are just piling on the sugar intake like first thing in the morning as well. So it's like the first thing that your body's getting. And then they were like, it's natural fat in the not low fat one. Like it's not bad. It's not been put in there. It's just what it's made up of. Like, and I think you can get dragged into that sort of.
And I think
low fat's better.
People are getting into the thing. They appreciate what a carbohydrate is now, what a protein is now, and what a fat is. I think there's so much education, and it comes through social media. I mean, we didn't have social media like we've got it now. So there's so much that we can look at and watch. I mean, there's some awful things on there as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say there is some.
People are appreciating now that, yes, they know what they're putting in their bodies a little bit more, and the fruit and the vegetables and the high fats and eggs. I mean, the egg market has gone up massively, and I know that from a lady on a farm. She said, you know, our egg and our chicken, it's rocketed up because people are eating more good fats and more protein.
You don't eat egg, do you, Elle? Is it you that doesn't like egg?
Disgusting, yeah.
You don't like eggs?
No, I think they're horrible.
So I have 3 to 4 eggs a day.
You are insane.
Yeah.
What do you think about what do you work? I don't know whether you work with many younger, or you do work with many younger women. What are some of their like physical and challenges that you're seeing coming through? Thinking about COVID, but also time spent at laptops, and particularly for women who are working. What are you seeing? Anything coming through from that? Like Ellie's age, like not us older people.
I think this. I think social media again can be awful. And the pandemic was awful, but I think we've also learned a lot, as I said, again, from the pandemic and from social media. But I think now, because of people having and not having to, but working from home, they appreciate that I've been sat down all day. Right, now I need to do something. And again, going back into the health and fitness side of it, because that's what I do, they think, well, I don't want to look like that. I know I can look better. I want to feel healthier. But also people are more acceptance of how they look now, but they are still doing something in the gym. So I would say when I started back in the gym, everybody wanted to be a size 10, a size 12. And it was either leggings and a baggy t-shirt. Now people are more, they accept the way they look, but they know they're strong. I mean, there's a massive culture out there now for the CrossFit industry. It's huge. And the girls are so strong and fit. They're not your skinny catwalk models anymore. And people aren't thinking, I need to look like that girl on the magazine. We know that now from models doing catwalks, models feel like your H&M and everything. We've got every size out there. So people think now, I'm fit, I'm strong, I've got a good diet, and I'm happy the way I look. Some people do find that pressure, don't they? And sometimes that could be in the bubble they live in, or the friends that they're hanging around in, their peers. But there's a lot of people, I mean, I see girls in the gym now, 14, 16, and they are so happy the way they look.
I
wouldn't have said that 10 years ago. Everybody wanted to be a size 10, size 12.
I'm really
and I
impressed
think that pressure has changed.
No, I'm really impressed with that in the gym, because I think what's amazing as well is some of the bigger women that are there, they wear like crop tops and like
tops, shorts. And the thing with cellulite, you know, everybody has cellulite. Everybody. It's just everything's changed in magazines, hasn't it? So much that you are seeing freckles on people's skin. You are seeing the odd blemish on their face. You know, people are all different sizes and different skin types. So now people are thinking, you know what, I'm happy in my skin. If I feel good in this and I want to wear this, I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I
and
think
good on them.
Social media comes into that as well, doesn't it? Because
it does.
When I was growing up, the only really, like you were saying, the only way you really saw it was magazines and TV shows, and you know, not something really that you had any control over what you were seeing.
Yeah.
Whereas like the good side of social media now is you can find what you want to find, which obviously has its own issues as well.
Yeah.
But you're not being force fed a certain image.
Yeah.
Like with no control over it.
Yeah.
I still think there's an issue in the workplaces, particularly in the male-dominated workplaces. And I still think that, I think you mentioned it, Claire, there are still some issues that people have. I still think there's a certain like way that people think they have to look at work, particularly in senior leader roles.
Oh God, yeah.
And I think that's really sad, and that's really hard to conquer, because that is being driven by a male
people
system.
See it as success, don't they? I look this way, so I must be successful. If I don't look that way, then people aren't going to take me seriously. It's just so wrong, isn't it?
I remember I won't say who it was I was working for, and I won't say their names, but I remember the lady who was talking to me. She was quite a big lady. She wasn't fat. She was probably 6 foot. And you won't remember, I don't know whether you'll remember this, Elle, but Claire might. The Brats. Do you remember the Brats? The American TV program.
Oh, yeah.
She said to me, she went to an event with them, and she said, I don't know whether you'll remember this either, Elle, but she said she felt like the honey monster being escorted to it by the Brats.
Oh, God.
That's like, which is awful, isn't it? So I do think that there is still some challenges in the workplace. But one of the things that I think is really important for women is that they can take control of that. They don't have to be like that. And I think the more women that can,
you got to be happy in your own skin. I think as long as you can do your job and you can do your job successful. I think what's awful sometimes in the workplace, and I can totally say this as well. So years and years ago, I had an interview with a guy to be an estate agent, and he said, look, I've got no work at the moment, but I know somebody that will definitely employ you because you are just his type. He wants somebody young, and he was a complete champagne Charlie. And he wanted somebody that was the size 10, nice long hair, that looked good in it, like, you know, a skirt and a jacket. I mean, I had no qualifications for this job whatsoever. He gave me the most... Now I look back on it, I was so nervous for the interview. Now, it wasn't even an interview. He literally just checked me out and told me I got the job.
Oh, God.
And I did. I got the job. And then when I started working with another girl who I was literally cloned on, really, because we looked almost identical. We were both very tiny. We looked good in their little suit. We wore makeup, you know. It's terrible, really.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And we
It
had
is.
to wear, and which I think is bad now, because obviously you don't have to, but we had to wear a skirt.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to wear trousers. Now, we're on a building site selling brand new houses. In our little shoes, our short skirt, because they were pretty short there, and our jacket and our shirt. Yeah.
We-
It
I
says
was
it all,
thinking-
I
doesn't it,
didn't
really?
think about what the reality of that was actually like, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I was talking to some friends last week who I work with up in the Northeast, and we were remembering the day that we were brave enough to wear trousers, because you were banned from wearing trousers for probably into the 90s, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And it's the same
crazy.
with schools, isn't it? You just think now,
Yeah.
why are some schools still saying that you've got to wear a skirt? Really? Why are the girls not wearing trousers at somebody's school still? There should be the
Yeah.
option, but then I suppose the boys would turn around and go, well, I want to wear a skirt, and then it all goes a bit wrong, doesn't it?
I think if you look at it as well, Claire, I'm not sure whether you'll find that's maybe private schools
Yeah.
who are the real,
Yeah, as we know with rugby private,
yeah,
Yeah.
they still wear
But their skirts couldn't get any longer, could they? Their fashion is to wear it as long as you can. So it's almost dragging on the floor.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, were you
So
going to say
every time I feel like I talk to Karen or Karen mentions you are doing something. You are doing something new. So
Yeah.
Claire is doing a
Can't
different
help
course.
myself, can I?
No,
Can't
that's
think
what
it's
I was going
amazing.
to ask, because
Yeah.
I think it goes to speak to like how agile you are with your business and how you know that.
Yeah.
But that almost must be because you can't help yourself, because you enjoy that sort of thing as well, because otherwise you would be resting at
You know
some
what? I
point.
think also as well, because when I was at school, I mean, when I was at school, and at the time of me being at school, dyslexic, nobody knew what it was. And I was really lucky that when I went to secondary school, a new teacher started. He'd studied dyslexia. I'd only done one session with him, one class, which I think was social studies. And he said, do you think I can chat to your mum and dad? Literally straight away thinking, I'm sure I've been well behaved in this class. I don't know what I've done wrong. And I was really panicking. And I'm thinking, I'm going to have to go home and say Mr. Lancaster wants to see you both. Straight away, my dad being my dad was like, well, what have you done? I went, I don't think I've done anything. He just said he wants to discuss something with you. So anyway, we all went in, had our little meeting. He said, I think Claire's dyslexic. So off I went to Aston University in Birmingham. They tested me and said, yes, she's dyslexic. That gave me an extra 20 minutes in all my exams. But up until then, which is awful, especially going back in this era, Claire's thick. She just doesn't get it. We try, but she's at the bottom of the class.
Yeah.
And back in the day when you were in the bottom of the class, and it's awful to say this, you were usually with the kids that just didn't want to work. Now, I wanted to work, but no one else wanted to work, which made the teacher thinking, what's the point?
Yeah.
I can remember going into my maths exam at secondary school, and I opened the paper up, and there was not one question in my maths exam I knew, because we hadn't been taught it. So I failed my maths, and I left school with no maths. Yeah, I got, I think it was a U, wasn't it, if you hadn't passed anything.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah, and my other grades were awful, apart from my art and my geography. And now, because I know how I learn, and I know I can learn, and I challenge myself because I know that I can do it and I want to do it.
Yeah.
When you're at school, you're not really sure what you want to do, and I had no idea what I was going to do when I left school. But this is my passion, and I want to learn as much as I can. And I love it when people ask me questions. I think, yeah, I know the answer to that.
Yeah.
So it's now knowing that I have the ability to learn new stuff and know that I can learn it, but in my way.
Yeah.
Instead of being told that, no, you won't get this. No, you don't do it that way. You've got to do it this way to learn it. Well, actually, no, this is the way I learn. I write it down. I go through my notes and I do my, my physical stuff. That's how I learn it. Yeah.
And I know this
you
is
learn from
probably
other
like,
people, don't you?
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, carry
it's
on.
probably an obvious question, like, but do you think you would have had a 30-year long, like, your own business if you hadn't gone, no, I'm going to do something else as well?
Do you know what? It's weird, actually, because when I got up this morning, I knew that I was doing this today,
Mm-hmm.
and I was asking myself that same question this morning.
Were you?
I thought, what did I think I was going to do when I left school? I had no idea. And do you know what? I was the worst at PE. Absolutely hated it. Everyone threw the ball at me because I couldn't catch it. I was always the last in a run. And no, I never would have thought I would have gone down this route whatsoever. So the horse, as nasty and horrible as it was, has, I suppose, flipped me to realise that, yes, you can do this. As in get stronger and learn more about it. And I am a bit of a social bee. I love being around people. I love teaching people.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. I love being able to show somebody something and then seeing them, one, get it, especially in dance when I choreograph my own dance. The first week is disastrous, and then by week 3 everyone like, oh my god, everyone's got this. And I've choreographed this music and now they can all do it. And then in Pilates and yoga, people going, oh, it's my first class, and then probably 10 or 12 weeks later they're at level 3, level 4, level 5, where they're really pushing themselves and they've got stronger. So you think, yeah, I've done that. They've grown with me, they've listened to me, and they've built steadily up instead of going all guns a-blazing. Yeah.
I think it's really interesting, though. It's a great question, because one of the things that when I was saying to Ellie and we were thinking about people who want to come on the podcast, I do really admire how you adapt to your physical capabilities as well. So a lot of what you've done, like you didn't mention you do Tai Chi, like a lot of what you've done over the years, you've like thought, I need to change that because of my knees. I need to change that because of ours. And I think that's really important for people who are listening to think about, how did you decide that at times when you had to do it because of your ability, how did you decide what you were going to do? And how did you change what you do in your business?
I suppose, one, you listen to your body, and also you listen to the people that you seek advice from. So with my knees, obviously it's been my GP and also my consultant, that you really need to change your job. You've got arthritis in your hips, you've got arthritis in your knees, you've got no cartilage in your knees. Yes, you are going to have new knees. Right then, I'm going to have to stop insanity. When they said to me, what do you do? I mean, the joke was really on one of the consultations was, maybe you just need to do a little bit of exercise. And I went, well, I do. This is my job. And when I told him I was teaching over 16 classes a week, he went, you can't do that. So that's when the classes started to filter down. And then I took up my sports massage and I took up my Tai Chi. So I thought, right, Tai Chi, it's easy, it's flowing. Sounds awful. I had to stop Tai Chi because all I wanted to do when I got home was go to sleep, because it relaxed me so much. So that's actually why I stopped teaching Tai Chi. Love it.
Yeah,
but it's not a good thing when you know you've got to work the rest of the day. But the massage is done so well, and it's easier on me. And then I did my pregnancy massage, and then I did my baby massage and my baby yoga, because it's things that I can do that aren't hurting me. It's almost, yes, I'm doing something, but physically it's not pushing my body so hard as some of the classes I did years ago. And the same with the yoga and the Pilates. It's thinking, right, I want to teach, but what can I go into? So do the research, do some classes, think, yeah, do you know what? I actually like this. I mean, and the exciting thing is this year, because I do Pilates and yoga, then I'm going to be running my own first retreat this year. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Really,
it's amazing, isn't
it? That.
So tell us all about it then.
So I went on a retreat last year, I suppose a little bit like when I did my first ever class, thinking I could do this. And so I'm running my first retreat down in Glastonbury in October. Really excited about this. I've planned it all out, literally down to the last point of the guys leaving and going home. So all the classes are planned out. I've put some extra workshops in just to teach people things that they can do. 1, when they're working at home. 2, when they're on holiday. 3, you don't need much equipment. 4, you hardly need any space. You know, we all have this thing that I haven't got room to exercise, or I can't afford the equipment. I've put some things together with just resistance bands. £8 these resistance bands cost. And people that have done them, that I've put on YouTube, have said, I can't believe how hard I'm working with just bands.
I've done them, I have to say. I'm a big advocate of them. Yeah, definitely.
So,
I was saying
yeah.
it to my husband the other day. He went, you need to get those bands out. I went, they're not easy. So,
Yeah.
like,
And then with this as well, there's a bit of education with food. So the chef that I've got going down there is doing low sugar and high protein food to show people how they can eat and how much fuller they will feel. And just the well-being side of it, got some really nice yoga classes coming up with some nice meditations, because it's not all about the physical jumping around, lifting weights. It's about stillness, quietness, reflecting on what you've done, and leaving all those distractions out of the room and finding that inner peace, because we all need that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we live in a really mad, busy, fast-paced world where we're either on that, or we're talking to somebody, you know, so we don't get a lot of quiet time, do we? No. And I have to be honest, 20 minutes every day, I mean, you might not know this, Kat, 20 minutes every day, everything's off, close my eyes on the sofa. I might fall asleep sometimes for 20 minutes, but I have 20 minutes where I do nothing. I've got to, because I'm so busy. And it's very talky, my job. And as I said earlier on, I am a social bee, but you need that time to switch off. So the retreat's about that as well. It's a gorgeous place, gorgeous. It's beautiful, Lots of little nooks and where people can just take themselves off and have
we've
some.
done a couple of retreats, haven't we,
in October?
Yeah, the end of October.
31st of October for 2 nights.
We've done a couple of retreats, haven't we? And I think that they are magical things for people that are really busy. And I can't understand why people don't invest in themselves as much. Do you know, like we never, like everybody who goes to a retreat loves it, most of them anyway, don't they? And they like, and they change. But then this thing that I find with women more than anybody, like I'm going to use the analogy that men go golfing and they go, you know, like they go to the football and all that stuff, which isn't cheap stuff, as you well know, Ellie. So, but actually women, where's that thing for women? Like, why don't we invest in retreats? Why don't we invest in things like that? You know, because actually
and that's
it does
one
you
of the
the power of
things
good.
with a couple of the classes that I teach on a Thursday and a Friday, going back to people thinking they have to do the physical. The Thursday and the Friday yoga classes I teach are yin, and it's finding that space for yourself almost to the end of the week to reflect on your week and give yourself some peace and quiet, reflection, and some stillness and some calmness, and almost just I don't know, just to relax into your own skin, relax
for
into
anybody
your
that's
own
listening,
body,
Claire, who's
some
like
self-care, and just
for anybody who's listening,
selfish.
For anybody that's listening, what can they do at home? You've talked about the resistance bands, but what would you recommend for people to like think about if they're listening to this, about things they could just go and do? Because not everybody likes to meditate, do they? You know, like not everybody.
No, they don't like to meditate. If it was me and I was working from home, definitely I would get myself up for out the house for literally two 20-minute walks. We've all got a walk where we can go somewhere. Some of us are really lucky that we might have a bit of countryside on our doorstep. Some of us might have, I don't know, an exercise piece of equipment that, if you can't leave the property, your building, your office or something, or if you are working in an office, why can't you get your company to invest into something where you can take yourself into a room where it's quiet, or into a room where you might just be able to walk on a treadmill or sit on a bike for 10 minutes, feel that you're doing something. But I think if you're at home, to me, get outside, get 20 minutes of fresh air. Especially sometimes we end up with that block, don't we? Like, I've lost where I am. I can't, you get a bit agitated with yourself, don't you? Because you can't process your work, or you just think, my head's not in the right space. Either put some calming music on. If you are happy to meditate, then meditate. Even if you're not meditating, just put some cushions on the floor, lay down, close your eyes, listen to whatever you want to listen to, or just have 20 minutes of shut-eye with the dog probably laying by you, because that's what they're going to do, aren't they? You know what I mean? Or walk the dog round the block. Yeah.
No, it is. It's because I I was going to say you forget, but you don't necessarily forget, but you just don't really think about it
I
and
always say to
prioritize
people,
it.
yeah, put a timer on your phone. Most of us have an Apple Watch and it tells us to stand up at some point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you turn it off. But,
Tells me to
you
stop.
know, put a timer on your phone. My time. Right, what am I going to do in my time? You know, leave your phone somewhere else. Leave your iPad somewhere else. Just come away from social media. Yes, it can be really positive, but you're still engaging, aren't you?
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
just switch off mentally, don't you? And get
Speaking of
stimulated.
the social media side of it, I know you don't have loads to do with the social media side of it, but because there is so many different ways that you can exercise or diet, or I guess what I'm sort of asking is, what is your opinion on the unfettered access to fitness social media, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Thing is, there's so many people out there, isn't there? And there's some, I mean, I follow quite a few people on social media with fitness. One, I get ideas, and you can bounce off each other, can't you? But the thing is, going back to bodies again, you've got so many people out there, look at my six pack. Well, yeah, they probably haven't eaten properly for 12 weeks. They've probably been on a diuretic, you know, some kind of tablet. I mean, I've met people and like Karen has that have done bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And they look, I mean, yeah, the work and the commitment that goes into it to get on that stage, but it's very short lived. And I think what's quite scary, as soon as they've done the stage, they're all in Domino's pizzas straight afterwards, eating donuts and pizzas. There's no health to it. And I think people that follow people like that, oh God, do I dare say it? It's almost body dysmorphia.
Yeah, it
They're
is.
never going to be happy with the way they look because they always want to look like that. And you can't always look like that. The people that are following people like that, then that's your choice. But I don't think it's healthy. I
No.
really don't think it is.
Like, I don't know
Because you can be
anything about
really,
it.
yeah, you
But
can be,
that's a lot of strain. To me, that feels like a lot of strain to be putting your body under.
Do you know what I found out
the
when I went to
negative impact on yourself watching that. It's like you're going into a self-destructive mode because then you become so negative and I can't go out, I can't eat this, I'm not eating with my husband, I'm not eating with my partner.
Tell Ellie what the countdown to a bodybuilding competition is. It's absolutely extreme.
Yeah, so it starts at 24 weeks. It could start before that, depending on the body that the personal trainer is working on.
Yeah.
The last 12 weeks, they're starting to get strict. So this is where you start to cut. So you will bulk right up. You know, most women will be on 3,000 plus calories. Then they will drop that down to 1,600. Then they will drop down to 1,200. The week before they go on stage, they'll probably be drinking anything plus 5 litres of water a day.
I know.
The day before they go on stage, they won't even drink a litre of water because it's all about getting all that water out of your body, and all they will eat is the protein. They will be on water retention tablets. They've got to get as much water out of them as they possibly can. Well, protein really doesn't hold much water. Fish does, because fish is 75% water. Eggs, there's no water in eggs. There's eggs.
All right for Ellie.
Yeah. And
It's
everything is weighed. Everything is weighed.
Like,
yeah.
That just sounds
There's
like a lot to put your body through.
Yeah, no
I couldn't
fruit
believe
in the
it.
diet.
I couldn't
and
believe
I think the
it.
shame is, I mean, people that I know that have done it, the aging process is terrible. It's terrible because a few years later, you look at them and you think, you've aged. Because how can you do that to your body? Eat as much as you want, then don't. Eat as much as you want, then don't. It's got to damage your body.
Yeah.
You need those vitamins, you need those minerals to look the way you look, you know? Your self,
Do you think
self-damaging from the
in your
inside
job,
out.
Claire, a lot of what you have to also deal with, I think, is similar to what we do, which is a bit of coaching and counselling as well. Because a lot
Yeah.
of thinking about that, it's a lot of mindset stuff, isn't it? So how have you
Counselling
learned to
even
do
more
that?
so on a
Because
massage couch.
you are lovely. Sorry,
Counselling even more on a massage couch. Because people
yeah.
tell you everything when they're on a massage couch. But yeah, that's another
How have you
story.
learned to deal with that? Because that's an important part of your business, isn't it? You can't just have this is Claire's way, I'm going to give you this program. If like, say it's me and I go, no, I'm not ever going to do a press up, which
No,
I say
no.
quite a lot.
And that's, I suppose, really when you start to personal train somebody, you will sit down and go, right, what are your likes? What are your dislikes? What is your week? You know, when do you work? What do you eat? Do you eat with your family? Do you eat on your own? What do you enjoy doing in your social life? What could you do at the weekend that you didn't feel was exercise, but it's going to give you some exercise? And you build round that. It's personal training because it's personal to that person. One personal training package does not fit all.
No.
I've got a lady who's 80 years old who's just had a hip replacement. She's like 60. We're literally back to where we started. She only had her hip operation 9 weeks ago. I've had a lady that's fallen down the stairs and broke her ankle in 2 different places, and that was 9 weeks ago. I saw her for her first session last week. And again, so it was like I was personal training her right from the beginning. It was like, right, what have you been able to do since the last time I saw you? All I did the first few minutes was like, I need you to walk up and down. I need to see what you can and what you can't do. Her feet are all skew whiff at the moment, so we need to bring her back into everything's aligned because she was complaining that her hip was hurting on the other side. So we've now designed a program for her to get that stamina back up because she's not been able to do anything, to try and find that alignment. Well, I wouldn't do that with another client. Another client might have issues with their back. Right, well, there's going to be certain exercises we can't do, but we need to strengthen that area and we need to keep it mobile. Because your back's hurting, we need to work on your hip flexors as well. We need to work on the front of your core because even though your back's hurting, there's something else that's weak in your body that's making your back weak. Yeah. And that goes with the massage as well. When people will say, right, I need a massage, it's just my right glute. And then I'll go into the left side of their lower back and it's actually the issues coming from the left side of their lower back. Right, I'm going to work in here because that's going to help that. And this is what you need to do when you go home to help that area, to help with your massage. So it's tailoring everything. Yeah, to make sure it works with each client. Food is another question because people will tell you that they've done such and such. And me being me and doing this job long enough, I know they're not doing it.
I feel like I'm going to confess things soon.
I can almost guarantee, like, whenever I've done anything like that, I'm not eating what I'm saying that I'm eating.
No.
You know, I'm not.
No. And I'm only human. I know what I should and shouldn't eat.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're only human. If you see something and people go, oh, do you want a glass of wine? Yeah, go on then. You know, we've got to live. You know, we've got to live.
I think that's what's like, I think, because for me, I don't take much in about fitness and nutrition at the minute, but what I have noticed that's like penetrated into my like little bubble is like people trying to get their protein in.
Yeah.
There's this really, I don't eat
Protein is a
meat,
massive
so it's really
thing.
difficult to get like. You don't even. We've spoken about it, haven't we, Karen?
Yeah,
I want
we
to
have.
add these ways. Like that's the thing that I've noticed that is like in more of in a
Because you're
day-to-day
not
thing.
eating
You
your
hear
eggs,
people talk
Alex,
about
because you're not
I
eating
know.
your eggs.
And I'm not going to eat them.
But
Claire.
you know what's really scary? So going back to the social media and you saying how much have I seen the industry change, isn't it interesting when you go into shops on how they jump on it?
Yeah.
So you will know now, everything will say high protein.
Yeah.
Because they know now that everybody wants high protein in their food. The scary thing is when you turn it over, well, actually, it's not that high in protein. If you want high protein, cook from scratch. If you buy unfortunately, it sounds. I'm not going to be selling Tesco's or any supermarket here. But if you buy processed food and it says high protein, I can guarantee you it's not.
Mm-hmm.
No,
It's not enough.
if it says it's low fat, it's high in sugar. you know.
Yeah.
You've got to eat from scratch, haven't you? And yeah, sometimes it's boring and sometimes you haven't got time. So you're not going to do it every night. You're not going to do it every day. But just say if you made a change 4 days out of your 7-day week, or 3 days out of your 7-day week, and you think, do you know what, I can cope with these 3 days. Right, I'm going to put another day in, and I'm going to make sure it's 4 days that I really look at what I'm eating. And then I'm going to have 3 a little bit more relaxed days where I'm still focused on what I'm eating, but I'm not cooking from scratch. Because some of us can't cook from scratch.
Yeah.
Some of us don't want to cook from scratch. So, but it's interesting on how going back to social media, going back to the shops, on how everything amalgamates together, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. I was going to ask,
High
on
fat as
like,
well now. Yeah.
because you must find that a bit with exercise trends and with fitness trends.
Yeah.
Like, you must feel the pressure as a business owner. So when Zumba started, or when Insanity started, or
Yeah,
whatever.
you just think, right, I want to learn this.
Yeah.
So now Pilates and yoga is massive because
Yeah.
people realise and are starting to, especially blokes with Pilates and yoga.
Yeah,
When
I've
I first
noticed
started
that,
Pilates and yoga, there was no men.
Mm-hmm.
When I teach Pilates at David Lloyd now, it's nearly half men.
Yeah, it's a lot of men.
And so
I think
the
it's because they
yoga.
know the footballers do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
So and also now the big thing is reformer Pilates. I mean, I
We've just had
absolutely
a
love
shop
it.
open.
And
Have you?
people keep saying to me, "Go and learn it, Claire. You'll be brilliant." But going back to me getting my time, I go to a reformer Pilates for me. I don't want to teach it.
Yeah.
That's me going to a class, listening to the instructor, and getting into my zone and doing something for me.
Yeah.
And not going to a class and doing it. Like, I massage so many people. I have a massage every month. That's my time.
Have you had to teach yourself to be strict with that? Because I can imagine there is something in you that goes, but I could teach this. I could do it.
I only spoke to Karen about that the other week, saying I think I might go and do the course.
Yeah.
And then listening to people around me, they're like, "Claire, you're supposed to be going part-time next year." Yeah. Claire, I thought you said you enjoyed doing that class. Yeah. Well, if you enjoy doing the class and you teach it, you're not doing the class. Because when you're a reformer instructor, you don't do the class.
Yeah.
You're walking around. A lot of my classes I do it with them.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But reformer, you don't.
My caution to Claire was, I think it might be a trend. And I was trying to remember. You won't know this again, Ellie. There was a thing called toning tables.
Oh gosh.
and they
Still there.
Yeah. So I think it's a really good question. I think that's what you do really well, Claire. You do pick things that are going to stick. Do you sort of, because you're right, Elle. If I'm a bit like that, you're a bit like that. We like shiny things.
Yeah,
so
and I think when you've got the pressure of your business riding on it and bringing in like customers, and if you're financially dependent on it, you must feel the pressure to do what's new this week, and you've got to feel that way.
It's hard in some classes because you think sometimes oh my god, I feel quite robotic. I feel like I'm doing the same thing every week. So you have to do your research and you have to look at new trends and new things so you can put them into the class. One, so people ate the next day. But two, so people are like, oh my god, I've never done this before. Oh my god, this is a great exercise. And you see people on the gym floor and they'll be doing things, and next week you'll think, Christ, everyone's doing that now. Yeah. Because nobody had done it before. People want new stuff all the time. They want to practice new things. So on Monday, I went and did my lymphatic massage course. Never even thought about doing this. I had an operation recently. I was very bloated after it. Researched a little bit, saw it was going to help. My results were amazing. It really helped. And I thought, why am I not offering this? I don't need to repurchase anything else. I've got all of it in my massage room already. But what a great thing to add into my portfolio, really, of what I do already. I mean, I've got 6 massages booked in already, which was a bit freaky because I only did the course on Monday and I just thought, God, I hope I pass. And I have, luckily. But I'm really looking forward to doing that. But then the pressure is on. I know I do a successful sports massage. I know I do a really nice, calming, natural pregnancy massage, and people really feel the benefit from it. With a lymphatic massage, yes, you will feel the benefit from it, but also you want to see the benefit of it. So there's a bit more pressure on me to make sure people feel and they see the difference after as well.
What is the difference supposed to be? Now you've got me intrigued, Claire. What's the difference supposed to be?
So, lymphatic massage, you are massaging very gently. You warm the nodes up, the lymph nodes in the underarm crease, in the hip crease, eventually behind the knees. This warms this area up, so when you start to flush the body and you flush up into that direction, it goes into the nose. So you're basically dispersing and getting rid of all the toxins in your body. But there is a little bit of process to it. So if somebody turned up for a sports massage, I would love them to drink loads of water before and afterwards. I would love them even more not to go to the gym straight after the massage, but most people do. With this, you need a clean diet for 24 hours before. You don't want any caffeine. You don't want any alcohol because you want it to work. So there is a little bit of pre and after care with this massage so you get the best results.
Claire, is this something that somebody we know has lymphedema? Is it something they recommend for that? Or is that not? Yeah, I thought it might be.
Yeah. And again, this is something that's really going up there on social media. So people are saying to me, this just tells you what people are thinking. I would like to book in for one of those slimming massages.
Oh.
Because it pulls you in.
Oh.
Yeah. So people aren't seeing it as a lymphatic
like a
massage.
clearance, because it's clearing you.
They're seeing it as in it flattens your stomach. Oh, I can go out later in that little dress. I'm going on holiday tomorrow. So I know it sounds awful. So one of my packages that I've put on my website is I will offer you this pre-holiday package.
Yeah,
you've got a business to run, Claire. You're not doing it. You're not doing it for the good of your heart. Good of your heart.
You've got a business to run, and also I think clearly not in the same capacity because we don't do what you do. But sometimes you have to give something a name so that it draws people in, and then you get to you can do. And actually, it's not just going to do this.
No.
This is all the other things it's going to do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I've been really careful with my website because I don't want to deter away from what it is doing. So there's loads of information. I mean, actually, probably too much. But I want people to know exactly what the lymphatic massage is going to do and how it can help for different things. Then the packages are on there to say, right, it could do this, I can offer this.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the texture of your skin afterwards as well, so it can help with cellulite. I've offered I can do a dry brush before. I can put a heat wrap over you first because you have to get the area warm for the lymph to move and to be successful. And then I can put a firming body oil on afterwards. So I'm almost offering like an opulent luxury lymphatic massage, as well as a lymphatic massage, as well as let's just do a lymphatic tummy massage. Because that might be because somebody's got irritable bowel or any other digestive
Clearing your lymph nodes is really good. They're the powerhouse of the body, the lymph nodes.
You know what? It's been going on for such a long time. It has. And people are now starting to realise the benefits from it.
They offer quite a lot of lymphatic, I don't know what they call them, treatments in the Reiki and the holistic world.
It's like lymphatic drainage. Yeah,
that's
it. I knew there was a name for it, lymphatic drain.
It's really good for pregnancies. You know, when people have got swollen ankles, swollen hands. Yeah,
have you seen
you're
pregnancy nose?
Yeah.
No, I'm not joking. I'm going to make you Google it later. People get this thing called pregnancy nose, and it's the same thing. It's like water retention.
Yeah,
but round your nose.
See sinuses.
Yeah, you use your lymph nodes.
Oh yeah.
Lymph nodes.
It's really interesting. I know we've got to come to a conclusion at the end, but you know, when I had like when you have cancer and they check your lymph nodes, you become absolutely paranoid about where your lymph nodes are. Like
Yeah.
before, you would never even have known you had them. And I
Yeah.
realised after a few months that I was constantly checking my armpits, because that's one of the, you know, like, and you're
And
thinking,
some people have them taken out.
yeah,
So one of the questions that came upon on the Monday training went, well, if you're massaging there and you haven't got no lymph nodes, what are you
yeah,
warming up? She went, well, you don't need to do it. There's no
yeah,
point
because they're not there.
massaging area
Oh,
where
yeah.
there's no lymph nodes. So you just massage where they are and you push to those areas. Yeah.
There you go, lymph node
It's very
education.
interesting.
It is
Yeah.
really interesting, yeah. But I'm conscious of time. So
We'd go on forever, couldn't we, talking about lymph nodes?
So last question from me then. What's your hopes for the next 6 months for your business? I know I heard you said you were going to go part-time eventually, and
Yeah, so next year, my ideal work would be start at 10, finish at 4. That really isn't my business because people want early and people want late. I mean, I have to look at my body and think, right, I can't carry on the way that I'm going at the moment. I've been really lucky. I won't say lucky because I work hard for my business. I don't just sit on my backside
Yeah.
and expect business to come to me. And I think for anybody that
No, you
does
work
do
really
that,
hard.
you're either very lucky if you get business coming towards you, or you're an idiot if you think, why business isn't working, why is it not working? Well, because you've got to promote. As I say, I think I've been really lucky with my business that I've got to where I've got to, and I can't complain about it at all. But I know I need to step back from some things. I'd love to say what I'm going to step back from, but do you know what? It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah.
The scary thing is with my job, I love doing what I do. I
Yeah.
don't find it a chore to go to work. I enjoy it. I might be tired some nights. My husband can say that, we'll agree. I'll go, God, I really don't want to teach tonight. Get in the car, get in that class. That vibe has changed like that. I'm in it. And then I come home and I think, God, you know what? If I wasn't teaching tonight, I probably wouldn't have gone to the gym tonight. And now I feel amazing. You will never do a workout and feel that I wish I hadn't done it.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows what the future holds? I know it will be less hours, but I just don't know when.
Yeah, careful what you put on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think you need to know. I just think you need to know where you're going. So it doesn't really matter. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Totally. She might end up doing more and more retreats. You don't know what your mix will look like.
I really hope that this retreat is successful. I hope everyone really likes it. I'm sure they will.
They will.
I've put a lot of work into this and there is a lot going on, but then people can cherry pick what they want. They can be busy, they can have time on their own. You know, it's up to them. I'd love to run another retreat next year.
Yeah. Well, we'll put your website, we'll put all the retreat details where they're supposed to go. So if anyone's interested in them, they can find them. So last and final question then, Claire.
Yeah, go.
If you had to pick a song to be the theme song for your life, what would it be?
Good Life.
Oh.
Good Life by
Inner City.
Okay. I was thinking of a different Good Life.
No. No. Best song.
Best song.
Yeah. It is. It's about, I think it's from...
I know it off the top of my head.
I could sing it for you, but I'm not going to. Yeah.
Oh, no, go on.
You will know it.
No, I meant you go on, you sing it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I just don't think I ever knew that that's what that was called.
What's it say?
Let me take you to a place I know you want to go. It's a good life.
There you go. See? Take you to a place.
Awesome.
Every class. Good Life.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know that repetitively because I think we're going to be jumping up and putting our knees somewhere where they shouldn't go next. So.
Why don't you do us a rendition of it, Karen?
No. Cheeky.
Excellent.
Oh, no, Claire, this has been great.
Yeah.
Thank you
so
much for taking the time out to talk to us.
No, you're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's been really good. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, lovely.
And thank you to everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.